So we load from a save, so that way you don't have to sit through 2.5 minutes of commercials, which is basically all you would sit through if you would to normally like start from a completion file. We're just gonna start right now. What am I running this on? This is on a PS3 Slim, to be specific. And I guess if you really want to get technical, it's a PS3 Slim 2001A model. It's old. It's really old, but it works. What's under Joe's bed? Well, I'll tell you what's not underneath is this gecko.
And try not to run into any gecko along the way.
How do I know? I don't know, should I go check? I see Apache's adding into the scary meme today. Okay, we're good. I checked. You just got yourself a backwards compatible Fatboy PS3. If it is, you check and you get an alert. See, that's the beauty of any percent, is you don't have to sweat the stats, as I would call it. For big boss attempts, you have to do the following, which is, you know, no alerts, continues kills, no rations, or not rations, but healing items used at all. And you have to beat the game in less than 5 hours, which is pretty generous, even if you multi-segment the run. But really the variable that's most important, or two variables, is your time and 0 continues. Everything else can be what it is. So the alerts will happen, the kills will happen, I'll be popping healing items left and right where I need to. So it's... I feel like it's an easier category to get into, but it's also not a freebie either, because you still have to do things right.
We're under attack!
You know, such as getting past first half of Red Zone. Because even though it's New Game Plus, you start the game as if it was New Game every time, regardless of what the file is set up as.
Use extra caution!
You know, and there's parts where you could afford an alert, and other areas where you wouldn't want to. You know, because the guards' weapons on this difficulty, when you get shot at, I mean, they hurt a lot. You know, the MK17s that they carry, they do a lot of damage. But you know what else does a lot of damage? My handy-dandy stun knife. So if I was going for Big Boss and I did that, I mean, the rank is gone then and there, but for any percent, we don't care about that stuff. We just want to get through the rooms as fast as possible. And we're dressing for the occasion. Oops. One with the Big Boss mask, which you get for actually getting the rank. It's a New Game Plus carryover item. And the Corpse Camo. Man, doesn't that look like the most horrifying thing you've ever seen? Because I'll tell you, if I see that running at me, I'd be running the other way. The Corpse Camo you unlock by dying 51 times in a single playthrough. And then the Big Boss Mask is earned by earning the Big Boss rank, you know, for at least once. You know, so it's like once you unlock the rank, then it gives you a series of, like, unlockable items. You know, such as... you know, the Big Boss Mask, the Stealth Camo. Pretty sure there's like a handful of other things that I just can't remember.
It's pretty dark in there. Switch the...
And what the mask does is it makes it so that guards and frogs that are within close range will basically look at you and go into a panic. PMCs will do the panic screaming, whereas the frogs will just faint. You know, so it's really helpful of kind of disposing of guards without having to, like, fight them directly. Hey, come on, guys. I'm not that scary. No, the solar gun is achieved differently. Solar gun, you have to beat the frogs of Act 1 and all the B&B bosses, both beast and human form, non-lethally, and collect a figurine after each encounter. It can be done across multiple playthroughs, which is how I did it. It can be done all in one, but it's really hard to do that because, you know, Laughing Octopus, you know, beast form, non-lethal is absolutely miserable to do. Same with Raging Raven. Crying Wolf is easier. And then Mantis, I guess the fight is already set up as like a non-lethal fight because you don't really beat her in the first phase. You're just attacking one of the 2 dolls that she uses. But in phase 2 is where it would matter. You know, like you don't want to kill any of the B&Bs in their human forms or their beast forms. And doing all of that unlocks the solar gun, which I will use later. Hey, what's up, Best Barman? Okay, so I remember to equip the buckshot this time. I thought I had the right thing, and I found out yesterday that I didn't. Okay, so we're gonna use this. Satchels, and our handy-dandy P90. And there I go for getting the rest of my menus. iPod for Act 3. Syringe because we're getting a lot of alerts. And the rest of our healing items.
Snake, hurry and get to the rendezvous point with our informants. First, you'll have to get to the other side of that collapsed building. The only way across is straight through.
Wow. I don't know, sometimes I can roll up on that step, but I don't know, other times it just doesn't feel like it's worth it. So what I just did there is if you roll into that trigger for that rubble to collapse, it will basically make it so that Snake won't be mini-stunned during that, like, in-game cutscene. It allows you to run in place. It just saves you a little bit of time, just, you know, what would be like being idle. It was actually one of the first things I learned when learning to speedrun this game. So shoutouts to Sergeant Silent for kind of whipping me into better shape during that time when I was really struggling to get better at the game.
Your radar is marked with which way to go.
So we're using smokes, not just for avoiding alerts, but it's minimized the damage I'll take from PMCs. And what makes the green smokes different from the regular smokes is there's emotion type smokes and anesthetic rounds you can get, which are New Game Plus exclusive. And the green smokes will make them go into a terror panic, while the red is rage, yellow is laughter, and blue is the sadness. Which I'll be using some of those throughout the run. I mean, the green ones is just for the meme of this run I'm doing today. You know, because I figured if I'm not in range to scare guards, I might as well just throw a smoke their way. You know, kind of let it take over. And I'll be popping the syringe throughout the run. So it'll help mitigate the stress meter that builds up. Because on TBE, it goes up quite a bit. And once it reaches above 50%, your stamina starts to drain. And once it gets below, like, half a bar, I think it is, like, you get shaky aim, and even lower, then Snake's rolls will start to, like, you know, make him, like, rub his back. Okay. Satchels. And we want P90. You know, plus if his stamina is also really low, like punches or like mini stuns that he'll take will actually knock him unconscious. It's pretty bad. You know, so like managing your stamina stress meter is just as important as your health bar, if not more so than your health bar.
Move.
Which the syringe is normally acquired in Act 2 when you get into the lab. But again, it's a New Game Plus carryover item along with other stuff that I have. So the P90 is probably one of the best SMG type weapons you can use. It's accurate, really fast fire rate, and you know, the frogs carry it, so if you ever need ammo. Oh, thanks, Johnny. So the frogs carry a lot of ammo for it, so it's not hard to find.
Clear.
Alright, so what I just did there is I interrupted Jonathan from getting in front of Meryl. Oops. Got to turn this on to stuns. If you let Jonathan go in the stairwell first ahead of Meryl, it's gonna delay that group from spawning when you reach down there. And then what I just did there is I detonated the satchel that I planted at the door at the very beginning. Because if you hear like a series of, you know, like frogs landing at once, that's a group that spawns in, you know, upstairs where we came from. And so detonating it on that audio cue allows you to take out that group in advance, saves you a lot of time. And here I just did it again for another group. Stun-nade those two. And then one more satchel for these two with the XM 25, which... pretty much a good first floor. You know, the whole idea is to get through this as quickly as possible. There's definitely things that can happen that'll slow you down. For example, if you don't take care of the group at the stairs, frogs that spawn in late. Sometimes Meryl's team can be the variant where, you know, they're just kind of like delayed because they're fighting frogs, so they're not moving ahead with you. Because you can only move as fast as they can, while at the same time you can minimize downtime. So we're gonna give him a little double tap to kind of trigger Johnny's
It's all you! Watch my shot!
Yeah, doing that makes Johnny makes him do his sting faster. Yeah, otherwise it would just be a really hilarious in-game, like, I guess not really a cutscene, but like an event where it's just Johnny saying like, "Oh, bad guys, I gotta go," and they're all pretty much telling him to go away. That way it doesn't hold them up for like, I don't know, like a minute.
Get down!
So I'm just waiting for the frogs to blow this wall up. Okay, as soon as it goes down and I see the white flash, I detonate all the satchels I just planted before I came in here. Because like the group at the stairs, it's going to knock out frogs that show up when Meryl's team moves into this area. Okay, then I'm going to take out that one. Boop.
You all right? Get up.
So you could revive Johnny, but it's faster to let Meryl's team do it because they do it in one. You know, plus, I mean, again, it's just less work for you. Man, Johnny really let it rip there. We got the thumbs up. We got the thumbs up. Johnny's like, all right, it's clear.
Akira, get over here!
Oh, wait, where are my manners? Jonathan, you go first. Bruh. Okay, what I was trying to do was let Jonathan jump down first so I land on top of him. So I kind of delay like a, I think it's like a dialogue line. Because again, like Meryl's team can get held up for, I don't know, pretty dumb reasons. Okay, one last sting. Good job. Good job. Oh, wait. Sorry, that was out of habit. It's like, wait a minute. You just saved a whole bunch of time. On my regular splits, I do split when I get done with frogs, so I know if I, you know, gained or lost any time. But that was a fairly good frogs encounter. You know, no complaints from me. Alright, so that ends frogs, and now we're back to running again.
Time to head for the surface.
Okay, now I'm gonna be changing up my arsenal here. So we're gonna want this, 50 caliber, operator, then gonna want yellow smokes, green smokes. So I'm basically setting up for not only this tank alley section, but for the beginning of Act 2, like prior to Laughing Octopus. I guess they weren't too happy to see me there, but let's try to balance out some of the fear with a bunch of laughter. Man, if that doesn't define a chaotic battlefield, I don't know what does. It's like you got guys screaming left and right, they're panicking. You know, the guy that fell off from the rooftop. And, you know, then there's some that are just, like, laughing because of the yellow smokes I threw at him. Hey, what's up, Keanu? Wow, that was a nice bounce. Okay, stamina's a little low, but it's too risky to use the syringe right now. Even though it's on my previous, I make it a rule to never use the syringe when in the middle of a fight, because I've actually lost a run to that once where I was trying to swap between whatever my healing item was and my syringe, and as soon as I swapped items, like, I just got lit up by the PMCs. All right, so 1903, fairly good Act 1. And I guess like a good target time for this is trying to remember. My PB is 203.14 for any percent, while it's 205 for the big boss category. And I forgot to toggle streamer mode back on in Discord. So like really my PBs between 80% and Big Boss differ by like a couple minutes. You know, which my original intent was to try to get the Big Boss time down closer to 2 hours, but so far 2:05 is where I have it. And it just really comes down to like, yeah, you know, you're zipping through rooms, whereas the other method is trying to like carefully navigate your way through. You know, without getting detected, because alerts are usually the first things to go. For me, when it comes to losing the Big Boss rank, and then kills and healing items continues follow after that. Yeah, see, this is on the Boss Extreme, or TBE for short. Surprised I didn't put that in the description. I'll have to fix that. Hey, what's up, Glenn? Alright, we gotta get our gear back on.
Grenade!
Wait, where are my new rations? There we go. Yeah, I hope you like the alert music, because you're going to be hearing it quite a bit.
This is HQ. Acknowledged. Sending reinforcements.
Let's see if I can try to fix that while I skip through these codecs. Alright, there we go, I added it in. And don't mind me, fellas, I'm just passing through. Yeah, so that mini stun that just happened, like that's the thing I worry about the most. When at 90%, it happens randomly, you know, where it's like a, I think of it like as a critical hit, where it not only does a lot of damage, but it mini stuns you in place. You know, which not only stops you from moving, but it can also, like, drop your grenade if you're trying to aim one. It also lowers your weapon. Okay, so we're gonna throw a grenade there, one over there. We're gonna swap over to noodles now because I ran out of rations. The amount of healing items and ammo you can carry up to, they vary by difficulty. Where on TBE it's a maximum of 3, and I think in other ones it goes up to like 10 maximum. I don't remember exactly. Ammo's the same thing. It goes like close to 1,000. Whereas for some weapons, it's like only 300. Which is still a lot, actually. You know, when you really think about it for a difficulty like this.
There.
We got a hostile!
So sometimes you'll see me either shoot the ground or like kind of like tap a guard with the weapon. What hitting them like that will do is it'll kind of stagger them for a little bit, allow me to close the gap so I can get in range using the big boss mask. Because again, it's only useful when you're up close. It will not work from far away. I guess it's not scary enough. It's like, we ain't got time for codex.
Acknowledged. Sending reinforcements.
Okay, I'm gonna throw smoke over there. And another one right here. The nice thing about the smokes is you can throw them pretty far off center of where you're trying to throw it, because the smoke, when it deploys, it's really wide. You know, you can even see them get caught in it when the smoke is not like directly touching them. You know, which at times doesn't make sense to me, but it's really helpful when it does happen.
Understood. Stand by. Sending reinforcements now.
Snake, the rebels have got an armored dozer. They're probably gonna use it to bust their way into the mansion. Give it some cover and it might get you inside the compound.
I wonder if that'll stick to the bulldozer if I do that. Nope. Wouldn't that be funny, like, if you could throw a smoke in that, like you could in Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain? Vehicle smoke strats.
Naomi's lab is somewhere inside those mansion grounds. Proceed immediately. Infiltrate the place and find out where she is.
Hostile! The enemy's here!
Understood. Regroup and engage.
Okay, I probably didn't have to do that, but better safe than sorry. Wow. Expertly rolled away from the gap. Alright, so next, I'm gonna finish next set of menus, which I'm gonna need this, and stuns, which is gonna be primarily for frogs coming up. Again, it's not really to avoid kills, because again, on 90%, you don't care about the kills or anything else. But it's because of where they spawn from when this encounter starts that it makes it difficult to kind of like pursue them. Even if I have like the mask on, because it does work against them. But it only works if they see you. And they spawn on this like opposite corner of the lab. So the stun is just meant to knock them out quickly. Which is more or less the same strat for, you know, big boss runs I would do.
You're surrounded, Snake.
So I'm gonna throw one,
Go after Naomi. Take out
two, and then a third one over that wall, and I just blinded myself again. I did that yesterday, and I just did it again. Alright, so if I got them all, then they'll start spawning on the rooftop, but if I missed any... Yeah, I can hear footsteps. Oh, she's in that corner there. Yeah, sometimes it happens. Like, you ideally want to get them from the very beginning without any stragglers, but... So what I'm doing here is by standing in this corner, it's manipulating where the frogs spawn in after you take out the first group, which is always going to make this pair spawn in here. Oh, hold up. Alright, that's fine. It's not ideally how I wanted to do that, but, you know, like I said, it happens. Alright, we're gonna swap back to rations. Whenever possible, I try to preserve the noodles and regain. They're the most effective healing items, but they're also the hardest to find. Whereas rations can be acquired in, you know, many places. Some which are along the way, and others you kind of have to go out of your way a little bit. So for New Game Plus, I have the beauty of the railgun, which is gonna do a high amount of damage in bursts. And right now I'm just kind of manipulating where she can spawn, which is... It's still RNG, but... You know, you can either get the painting or, like, one of the fake mannequins. Okay, next, I'm hoping I got a frog skip, which I did not get. If you stand in the right spot, you can skip that fake frog phase where, instead of that, she'll just spawn in one of the corners, like in hide-and-seek mode. You know, but for today's run, it's not that big of a deal, if I get it or not.
What? It's another mimic!
Okay, now I need to get one more charge shot, which... There we go. Yeah, the worst thing she could do at the end is when she's firing the P90 is if it mini-stuns you. Because it'll drop your railgun charge and you have to charge it all over again. It's really annoying.
Snake, she's shed her suit. Who knows what she'll throw at you next? Watch out!
Maybe I fired too fast at the end there. So by laying on your back and then flipping over a couple times, it makes the B&B bosses crawl to you. Which makes it, you know, like 99% certain that they're not gonna, you know, dodge your gunfire. I've had it happen before. I don't know why it happens, but, you know, there's just it gives you a higher chance of landing your hits on them. Which, for any percent, you know, we really care about the kills, so we just use the 50 caliber.
Snake, follow.
For Big Boss, New Game Plus runs, Solar Gun is your next best item. It takes 2 full charge shots to take them out. With I don't know what kind of charge time it is, but it feels like it's a couple seconds. It feels longer, you know, but for this run, when in doubt, 50 caliber.
Look closely at the footprints.
Hey, Nameless Dread, will they ever port this to the PC, Xbox, PS5? I don't see that happening. I mean, if it were, I mean, it would have happened already. As much as I would like for this to be, like, ported in other platforms.
You think that could be Naomi's?
Also, this guy has something to say.
He's here. I can smell him. He's about 50 meters dead ahead.
Take a 0 off of that and you might be right.
The enemy! Hey!
Think you still have the game somewhere? It would be fun to get the achievement trophies again. Yeah, I remember when I first played this, there was no trophy patch yet.
But just hers.
Like, the game didn't have trophies to begin with, and then it was later patched in. Which also added the feature of, like, a full game install. Which is really nice. It's way better than, you know, loading each individual, like, act chapter for, like, 10 minutes.
They must have gone
You
separate.
don't really need to do that, but I like using his own claymore against him for memes. I personally like to see the maker in the series tell me the full story of the boss. I thought there was someone that told me that there was a project that was going to be like that, but it was scrapped and it was turned into what is now Peace Walker.
The footprints go in different directions.
But I would still like that idea. You know, like a prequel to MGS3, like events leading up to it.
I'm noticing more footprints now. Security's getting tighter.
Man, I'll tell you what, when I was playing this casually, I'd always get lost trying to find this place. You know, like finding the, you know, the tunnel to go to this, like, section. I would always go, like, the wrong way and be, like, wandering for minutes trying to figure out where the heck do I need to go.
That's as close as I can get. You've got to make it to the market somehow. Snake, to fire the machine gun, stand next to it and press the action button.
So again, for any percent, I'm just using the 50 caliber mounted gun. You know, we only really care about kills here. For a big boss, what I would do is, it would be solar gun again. You know, you would just, it takes one full charge to take out these power suits.
Damn it, Snake! PMC soldiers are in our way! Do something, Snake!
Yeah, Otacon's gonna backseat quite a bit. You know, Otacon's gonna be like, I'm helping, don't worry, and then I'm just like, bro, I'm already on the gun, I'm already doing the thing you're yelling at me to do. Yeah, and I thought Kazuhiro Miller was bad in Ground Zeroes.
Gecko! They must really like us!
Alright, so with good RNG, I'm hoping this Gecko in front of me is gonna ram the tank. What that will do is it'll shake off any guards trying to climb aboard. While it also shakes off guards that are already on board the tank, and so far they're not doing it. So I'm gonna have to deal with the guards now. All it does is it'll make Drebin take some damage, but it'll shake off guards, which buys you time to deal more damage to the geckos rather than having to swap between them and the PMCs trying to grab you. Man, this is way harder without the solid eye, by the way. The geckos, I mean. Like, I'm just instinctively aiming where I think they are. Ow. You know, at least with the solid eye, you can kind of see, like, the circle weak spot that it directs you to. But on big boss attempts, that section is probably the scariest one because it's the most likelihood of dying. Not really from the guards, but the gecko's gunfire does tremendous amount of damage. Like, it's like 2 hits and you're dead. Like, 1 hit would take you down to like 20% health. You know, like, it's really bad.
Got an MGS on our ass.
And this is the secret mini-boss of the entire run, which is the so-called Gatekeeper.
The gate! Snake, shoot the gate!
Wow, Otacon, I'm glad you're here to tell me that.
Hey, you gotta do something about that MGS!
Wait, the MGS, the gate, the MGS, the gate, like, why can't they make up their mind? Yeah, but this is the hardest mini-boss out of any boss I've ever done. It just takes so many rounds, like, it's just, like, ridiculous. And there's a guard behind me.
The gate! Snake, shoot the gate!
Like, what did he think I was doing this whole time? Oh, Otacon.
Get ready for some speed!
other thing you'll notice is, like, my health doesn't regenerate during these sections. You know, both this and the bike escape in Act 3. You know, which, I don't know, honestly, I feel like that really makes...
Try to ram you. Don't let them get too close.
I don't know, like, I feel like in MGS3 it made it easier. It's still not free. I mean, it's never free. But it makes it easier to try to, like, attempt it because your health concurrently regenerates as you're doing the bike section. Whereas this, they kind of, like, do away with that. You know, and that's really why I think the bike escape is dangerous. Or more dangerous on TBE because, again, the gunfire you would take is imminent. I mean, you can only just minimize the chance. But when you're in sections where nothing's happening, like, your health remains static. And, again, if you're trying to go for the rank 1, I mean, you can't use healing items of any kind, and it's very hard to, you know, not use it, because there's times where, you know, you're running on fumes. I've actually lost a rank to use a ration because I didn't want to redo, you know, the second half. And sure enough, I was right. I got shot right at the end and popped a ration. You know, but fortunately in this one, it's only the first 2 areas. Primarily the second one, the one with all the geckos that come in. That's probably the most, like, high damage risk area. All the other ones are relatively lax. Hey, what's up, Lan?
Raiden's keeping them busy. Now's your chance to make an escape. Snake, there's no time to take on the gecko. Get out of there, quick!
Snake, you gotta get to the chopper.
Run, Snake, run!
Also, you gotta be very, very cautious when you do that roll. When the geckos blow up, and if you're too close to it, it can actually kill you. You know, because like many other things on TBE, that's just one thing I found out the hard way during a run. If you don't shoot it, you can actually try to time a roll, which, if you do it at the right time, it will not have, like, the leg kick, or the leg 360 sweep of death hit you. It's incredibly risky. But for any percent New Game Plus, I just used a 50 caliber to the head. You can also shoot its leg, but I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't go down in one hit, so I just figured if I'm going to be using it, I'll just aim it at a place where I know it's going to take it out. Because if you shoot one of its legs down, it'll lose its balance and not really do anything to you until it recovers, but I don't know. Sometimes I just rather blow it up. Alright, so this is Act 3. The one thing it has in common with, you know, Big Boss is they're both pretty slow as far as, like, the pacing. You know, but I mean, there's still a series of things you need to do to, like, speed it up, minimize downtime that can happen. And also, I have to kind of pause the scary theme because, you know, I kind of need to maintain my disguise, otherwise this section will be pretty bad to run without it. But don't worry, we'll be back in that outfit in no time. Actually, wait, I need this. We'll swap to the operator later, and then we'll just get rid of that because we don't need it. Let's see, what tune should we start with today? All right, that's a good one. Yeah, this is why I equipped the iPod at the very beginning. It's just for this section. Makes it tolerable. I mean, it doesn't cost me in-game time to do it, yeah, but I don't know. I think until I get to the point where I'm like knocking on like, you know, world record doorstep, then yeah, I probably will stop using it. But until such a time happens, I'm gonna keep using it.
Good. You found a resistance member. Now tail them without letting them know you're there.
So what I did there is I aimed at his feet and fired off a ricochet with the MK2. And if I did it right, he's gonna run forward and to the right, which he did. And what that does is it just moves him along faster, rather than letting him walk on his own and just takes forever. Dude, where'd that can go? Hey, what's up, Tanj? Oh, there it is. Like, it knocked it so hard, like he hurt the guy heard it. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now is kind of wait for him to reach this corner. And then when he starts whistling again, right here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, because sometimes you can get too far ahead of him and he'll just stay in place. Wait, is he there? Okay, so he is over there. Oh, that's not good.
This is HQ.
Yeah, this guy better hustle because I fired a ricochet round that's gonna call in backup.
Use extra caution.
And if he gets caught by the backup team, it's gonna slow this down a lot.
We're under attack!
And now, Metal Gear Solid 4 Integral Podcast.
Recorded at Konami HQ in downtown.
Just gonna act natural. Act like I had nothing to do with this.
Dead or what? Damn!
Alright, good. He made it to the courtyard. So I got lucky this time where he didn't get caught by any of the guards. And what I was doing with the MK2 is I swapped the anesthetic round from normal to crying rounds. And what that does is by hitting him in the head, it's gonna put them under the effect of whatever round type it is I'm using. And by doing that, it's gonna make it so that the resistance guy won't pause when he notices them. You know, when you're, let's say, tranking them normally.
Understood. The state of alert has been lifted. Resume positions.
Because normally, if you either knock out, kill, or trank a guard, and the resistance guy approaches it, he'll pause and look at the body and then keep moving again. But by hitting him with an emotion round like that, he's just gonna pretend like they're not there, so he doesn't stop. Dude, who's that? Fuck ass, dude. so I'm gonna swap the emotion anesthetic to normal for these last set of 2 guards here. Because if you do not take them out, the resistance guy is not gonna go this way, and he'll go left, instead of wanting him to go right down here. Let's see, let's go with, yeah, we can go with this one.
This is HQ. Acknowledge. Sending reinforcements. Use extra caution.
So the whole idea of making him go this way is it's more direct to where you need to go. Because if you do not take out these guards fast enough, he'll go up and to the left, which will take you to like a whole nother area and a half. And it takes way longer than it needs to be. Alright, now we're gonna change it to this, which is fitting given the area I'm going into next. Weird how all these roadsides in Eastern Europe are in English, Monka. I hear a chopper. Is it a hind?
Look out! Searchlight.
Nope, not a hindy.
Something nearby to hide behind. Stay out of the light.
Who was that, that was following you? It's like 3 dwarf geckos kind of hooked up together to form a person with the trench coat and the hat. Prof. I know, it's pretty ridiculous, but that's what it was. It's like you're trying to follow this guy while the dwarf geckos are following you at the same time. Let's see, let's go with another classic. Alright, so I got one more misdirect shot to go for. I got the first one successfully, and the second one's a little bit harder to do. So I want him to run out and to the left.
There's something fishy about that PMC trooper.
No, I got the alleyway again.
Whistling?
Alright, I'm gonna give it one more try. And if it doesn't want to work, then I'll just do what I did yesterday and just abandon it. Because like the first area that I did it in, it'll save time of, you know, moving him forward rather than, again, letting him patrol on his own. But if it fails a second time, then it's not worth it anymore. In terms of trying to, like, save time. Okay, I think I got it. Hey, there we go.
Looks like they're conducting vehicles.
So instead of him running to this alleyway, which is not really moving him too far ahead, like, it's part of the way, but you want more than that. So instead what it does, it's gonna make him run up that street, come back, and then he's gonna start patrolling again at this intersection, which is way faster than him patrolling on his own because, as you guess, he moves even slower here than he did up to this point. Oh yeah, we don't need this anymore. So now I'm gonna swap this back to the handy-dandy operator. That Jeep and I don't, or the Humvee, we don't get along. And I guess from this point on, this is where it kind of like goes back into autopilot mode. But getting that misdirect up front does help a bit, which I'm not gonna net as much time save because I had to do it twice. Which is definitely better than yesterday where I didn't get it at all. And I lost time in the first room because of, again, another ricochet that created a caution at the, like, worst possible time. This time he was further ahead when it happened rather than where it happened, like, at the very beginning and he got caught, like, 2 or 3 times. It was pretty bad. Okay, let's try... Oh, we already played that one. Let's go for something a little more Peppa Jam worthy. Tell if that says beer garden, but that almost looks like an E, like beer garden. We're going to the garden tonight. So while we're waiting for him to move along, we're just gonna kick the can for a little bit because nothing better to do while waiting for him to move his butt along. Hot Mott. Wow. Kicked it out of the area, dude. Wait, where did it go? I can't reach that one. Yeah, I don't know where that other can went. Alright, let's go check on our resistance friend here, see where he is. Should be around this corner already. Yep, there he is. Alright, as much as I like the iPod, we're gonna need to swap back to our items for what we're gonna be needing next. So it's gonna be this. Also, you gotta be really careful when you show your weapons. Because if the PMCs see it, they'll be alerted to you instantly. And the whole reason for this, you know, unique disguise is, again, the PMCs won't do anything to me as long as I'm not, you know, exhibiting suspicious behavior or, you know, have any weapons in the open. I'm trying to think. So it goes this. Railgun. M4. Wow, actually, I didn't know you could be that far away and it still gets into the cutscene. I always figured you had to, like, approach behind them, like it was proximity. You know, like how close or far away you are. So that's neat.
Back in.
So, in big boss attempts, the bike escape is the scariest part of the run. At least in my opinion. You know, it's definitely where, you know, the run can kind of... It's like either your run continues on or it dies.
There was nothing.
Because, again, it's not really about avoiding the kills so much that can lose it, which it has happened to me before. But it's dying to it. Because you can't use healing items and you can't accept continues. But for any percent, we don't have to worry about all that. It goes from a really scary bike escape to an arcade shooter. And you might say, well, how's that? Well, we're gonna ditch this Scorpion and use a way better weapon for the job. Yeah, so it's pretty much Patriot spam. Don't have to worry about reloading it all anywhere. It's more than enough to handle anything that comes your way. And rations if I need them. I mean, normally the Patriot isn't used that often. I mean, I've tried using it in Frogs in Act 1, but the problem is the gun is really inaccurate, and it doesn't do as much, like, damage output as the P90 does. And the P90 just seems a better overall weapon. And it has, like, longer optimal range for, like, getting quick headshots. This thing is pretty terrible when it comes to that optimum range. You know, because, like, the recoil is pretty bad. You know, but it's useful here, you know, where you can just auto-aim your targets. Don't have to worry about the bad recoil. The auto-aim will just kind of take care of it for you. And like I said, you never have to reload. this reflex trigger. Taking a lot of damage in this bike escape. A lot more than I usually do, but that's why we have the other healing items when they're needed.
Enemy dead ahead! Stop right there!
So what we're gonna swap to next is the XM25. And what this is gonna be used for is dealing damage to Raging Raven early, where it'll set up a quick kill opportunity when you actually go to fight her later. Again, shoutouts to Sergeant Silent for at least showing me this. I don't know where it came from originally, but I remember I was complaining about trying to do like the railgun quick KO. You know, which, if she's at full health, the only way to do it is to get a headshot at full charge, which I've only done it at least once that I remember. May have been twice, but it's really, really hard to do. Oh yeah, that's right, I can't equip anything here. But just fine.
Have you tried aiming for the shot?
So, well, by firing that XM25 round to hit her at least once, it's going to take 25% of her HP off exactly. And then when you go to fight her later, with the railgun, with a full charge, it'll take out the remaining 75%. And like I said, the only way to really kill her in one without doing the XM25 setup is a fully charged railgun to the head. I mean, it can be done, but it is really, really difficult. And honestly, I feel like it's not worth it at times because you're banking everything on one shot. And if you miss, I mean, the amount of time it'll take to kind of like end the fight, I feel like it's not worth it over, let's say, just using the XM25, get that peace of mind that you have the damage you need, and you all you gotta do is just hit her once. So it makes it easier, and I feel like it's just overall better to do.
Right on!
Need help in front! Excellent, Snake!
Right on!
Here they come! Enemy dead ahead! Excellent, Snake! They're coming for you!
Alright, second reflex.
Snake, are you okay? Here they
Yes! Nice one, Snake!
Man, Snake is going ham with the Patriot.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
bike escape.
I think we lost them.
Yeah, just nothing to it. Shoot everything in sight. Use the healing items when you need to. And now we actually gotta do stuff again. So if I truly did hit her with the XM25 round, as soon as we start this fight, you'll see that she has 25% taken off the top already. So now, we're gonna charge up the railgun. And as soon as she shows up at this window, just gotta hit her once. And that's the Raging Raven fight. Railgun cheese at its finest.
Snake! She's come out of her suit!
Oh, it unequipped my, my 50 caliber. Which is fine. I might as well just equip for, the next act. Okay, I'm trying to think now. We want to have this. We'll keep those, and then we'll swap out again later. Because coming up in Act 4, we're going to be dealing with more machines, which I will be using the scary outfit again. But shafts are going to be, like, the next primary weapon I'll be using. For new game runs, you have to collect the shafts as you go. They cannot be purchased in the Drebin shop. Other things such as like the emotion smokes, the anesthetic rounds, they can be purchased from the Drebin shop, but some of them are only available based on difficulty. So for New Game Plus, I just farmed shafts as many as I need, which I collect exactly 8. I think you can get up to 10, but 8 is all you need. Hey, what's up, Cats Blazing? Thank you for the good luck. Okay, score screen coming up. And 109.21. Okay. Doing pretty good. What's TBE? It stands for the Boss Extreme. It's the hardest difficulty the game has to offer. And I'm running it in New Game Plus, which just means I have items and weapons and ammo that carry over from past completions I've done. One of them being that, like I just mentioned, I collected shafts, which I think every playthrough you can collect up to 8. Although 6 is more efficient because one of them is really out of your way in Act 3. Like, I think it's like this. So there's a pair of shafts in the marketplace before you get to the chopper cutscene. You know, it's the one where the gecko is blocking you off. There's another one off to the side, which is by a base in Act 2, which is even before the mansion. There's another pair in Act 3, which is really out of your way, so I just skipped those. And then there's one on the helipad of Act 4. So, like, that's your 8. And, oh yeah, by the way, we're speedrunning MGS1 too. Yeah, we're just all about the variety today. Okay, that wasn't so good. Yeah, I'm still rusty at MGS1. I could just imagine people, it's like, oh man, he didn't equip the chaff right away. He let the alert go down, so he got shot again. Nah, that's just the flashback. Snake's like, man, I had that dream again. Alright, Act 4. Alright, so a couple things. We're gonna swap to night vision, syringe. Oh wait, those are already set. And we gotta re-equip our outfit. Which, up to a point, isn't gonna help me, but I'm just trying to keep up with the scary theme. Alright, so we're gonna want this. That's correct, to my knowledge. It does not count IGT. And nor does the alerts, or even if you die in it, it won't count against you either.
It looks like the front hangar door.
First Jeff is going to be used for this hangar.
You can get in that.
You know, there's so many dwarf geckos in here. As well as the ones that act as like sentries. You know, with the trip lasers. So it's enough time to just run through that.
Don't worry, you'll land back on the back.
And then I just hug left. Which probably isn't as efficient. But it's definitely like the most consistent way to get through here, just given their patrol pattern. You know, like as long as you hug left, like the geckos should never see you. Arguably, if you had up to 10, you could probably use a second chaff for them and then just run straight ahead. I've thought about doing that, but like I said, I only collected what I needed. Because again, farming for New Game Plus items isn't exactly fun until at least like when you're actually ready. But that was just one thing. It's like, yeah, maybe if I had another set, you know, I could probably use it for that. And I'd rather not get the ones at the heliport either because, again, I'm going out of my way to get those. Even though it's not too far, but, you know, the intent was to farm enough chaff so that it's ready to go. You know, like I don't have to, like, pick up any of them anywhere.
On this floor and engage the generator. Energy output is low, but it should be enough to power the elevator. Try the elevator and see if it's working. Okay, first go down the central hallway. Don't worry, it's not electrified anymore.
Imagine if it was after all this time. Oh yeah, if you forget the passcode, just mass start. Although, if you enter Drebin's number, 14893, it's a free 100,000 Drebin points when you get out of these cutscenes, which is... that's free. New game runs use it all the time. You know, because it's hard to say no to a free 100,000. Because New Game Plus doesn't have to farm for Drebin points at all. Whereas New Game runs have to. You know, because they'll need to acquire items such as, you know, 50 caliber, you know, Mosin Nagant, if, again, they're trying to go for, like, non-lethal strategies. But for New Game Plus, I already have everything I need. You know, so, like, I'll never have to farm for Drebin points. So, like, for example, in Act 1, you'll notice, like, after Tank Alley, runners will tend to, like, go back and collect a bunch of the weapons that the rebels are carrying.
I'll open it
because they're valuable Drebin points, as well as RPGs that are on the floor that are worth a lot. In addition to running the game, at least via the system collect on a Wednesday or Sunday, because you get a 20% discount, which is really nice. In addition to, like, the Drebin code you can punch in here. Oh, dear God. They can use elevators! Oh, this won't do.
Oh, man! More Gecko! The Mark III is totally defenseless while working on it.
Totally defenseless, huh? Oh, I made quick work of that one. Alright, so I'm gonna swap to this. I tried doing an aggressive strat yesterday, which didn't exactly work out very well when I did it. So I'm gonna try to do it a little bit differently.
Okay, Snake, it's open now.
Yeah, I mean, 4 guards plus Snake was enough to trigger the limit, the weight limit in Tower B, but, you know, full-size Gecko Metal Gear, yeah, not even close. Or if anything, my theory is that it just overrides whatever limitations the elevator has, so that it doesn't, like, trip off the sensors or whatever it is. But I still think it's BS. Like, you know, I think these 4 guards in Tower B have something to say against what that Gecko just did. So, Crying Wolf is probably the worst boss in terms of RNG, just because of where she starts. It's random every time. And it could be 1 out of, like, a dozen places. Getting her to spawn left is the best one to get, because it's closer. But you just kind of take what you get. So normally she would spawn either there or there, if it's a fast spawn. She could spawn in the back snowfield or on the right side corner. Okay, so see that little white, that white light there? So she's in the back corner field, which is about average. It's not the worst one. But ideally, you do want to get a closer spawn so you don't have to, like, move as far.
Where's he hiding?
Oh, shit. Okay, I guess I didn't, knock out that frog all the way. Oh, that's not good. It's moving. Alright. Not really a good fight. I guess when I shot the frog on the railing, I didn't knock her out enough, so it got Crying Wolf's attention when I started to approach her. Because I guess the worst thing that can happen is she could pounce. For those that have had it happen, it does a lot of damage to you in TBE. Like, it puts you within, like, 1-shot territory. But what I just did there is I threw a smoke, a blue smoke to be exact, because it'll do, like, stamina damage to her ever so slightly. And while the pod is open, and you throw a smoke at her, it gets her to cough, and the stun nade rounds of the MGL140 don't really trigger any iframes out of her. Like, you could just do as many hits as your smoke is on them. Which is, you know, the easiest way to take care of her. Alright, so, we're done with that. I'm gonna equip the solar gun. Okay, don't think we need anything else right now. At least nothing I can think of. I'll probably remember along the way. Actually, no, wait. Okay, it's gonna go solar gun, then chaff. Again, just using another chaff to get through the furnace. As well as the, as well as this next area coming up.
Snake. I've got something to tell you about Naomi Hunter. Sunlight! What about her?
So, this is the solar gun. It's the best non-lethal weapon you can have in the game, which is unlocked through... when I mentioned at the beginning, it's taking out the BMB bosses non-lethally both in beast and human form, collecting a figurine before you defeat their human form, as well as taking out the first frog group in Act 1 when you're in the hotel area with Meryl's team. And once you do all of that, it unlocks this weapon, which, you know, not only does it allow you to do stuff like this when you're charging the weapon, the stamina damage output on this thing when it's fully charged is really, really OP. Which is a really helpful item to have for big boss runs. Okay, I may have messed up with that throw. Nope. Okay, I got lucky. I normally throw that shaft forward so that by the time I get by that gecko, it's not going to spot me when it recovers. And then we're going to use it again in here. Because getting an alert in any of these areas is, it's pretty bad. You know, the dwarf geckos just swarm you like crazy. They don't stop. The geckos are, like, even worse on top of that. And we're gonna use it again here. Because, again, if you get an alert in here, you just get swarmed by hundreds of those damn things, and I'm not even kidding. You know, because, again, if an alert happens, not only do you have to deal with the ridiculous amount of geckos, but the door does not open during an alert evasion. You know, you have to wait for it to expire in order to continue. Alright, so this is the vamp fight. Come on. So we're going to be using the solar gun again, along with the syringe.
You take vamp.
Wait for him to drop down. Boom.
Yes! You did it, Snake!
Easy peasy. Told you, solar gun is OP. Alright, so now we're doing the...
They blow up and they take us with...
outer scroller, take out the geckos as they appear. Interactive cutscene, if you will.
Bullet through their brains.
Which, again, the railgun is the most efficient weapon. You could technically use the 50 caliber, but the problem is the magazine size is pretty small compared to the railgun. And the 50 caliber won't one-shot unless if you hit its weak spot. Whereas the railgun can take it out in one regardless of where you hit it, depending on how large of a charge you have. It takes a minimum of a level 2 to do enough to, like, one-shot it. But level 3 is, like, guaranteed. So, like, as you can see, when it reaches level 3, that's pretty much, you know, full charge. Level 2 is a minimum it will take. Level 1 will do some damage, but even if you're aiming at its weak spot, it's not doing enough per shot.
Just like that, Snake. Damn! Here they come again! Hang in there, Snake! Don't give up!
Yeah, I mean, I used to use the 50 caliber a lot, but again, the problem is you're gonna go through ammo really quick. Especially on TBE, because you only gain a maximum of 50 rounds total.
They're coming from above!
And, you know, I just found it that you're just ending up having to, like, reacquire ammo over the railgun, which, again, I'm not even through, like, half my magazine yet. You know, and there's railgun ammo in this hangar, too, so, like, if I ever did run low for some reason, I can just run over, grab an ammo pack, and then just keep going. Like, I don't have to, you know, I won't have to use the Drebin shop. Because that's really the whole idea with New Game Plus, is you never have to go to the Drebin shop for anything because you already have it. Or you should.
Just like that, Snake! Snake. Watch out, Snake! Just like that.
Alright, let's cheer for our boy Raiden.
Sunlight! 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 Sunlight!
You got this, Raiden.
Sunlight! 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 Sunlight!
It's like, go, Raiden, go. And Vamp is finally dead. It's like he wouldn't go down in MGS2. Finally got him. Alright, Rex Ray fight coming up, which is preceded by going through the underground passage tunnels. Which the only thing you gotta do is equip your 18 missiles for the fight ahead and just spam X. You know, because dashing is faster than trying to, like, you know, like walk, run, if you would. Hey, what's up, Malefic? Yeah, this is where the game FPS just, you know, goes to, you know, from what is like a variable like 37.5 FPS to advanced next slide. It's so laggy in here. Alright, Ryan's gonna have fun with them, so we're just gonna keep treading along here. It's going pretty good so far. I mean, it really is like advanced next slide because, like, look how laggy it gets. You know, like, you know, with the explosions, the smoke that's on screen, and all the, you know, railings that are collapsing, geckos exploding. Like, it just gets so bad in here. I could just only imagine what this would be like if it was at a 60 FPS, like, that was steady. It would look incredible. You know, like, not only just throughout the game, but especially in sections like this. Oh, that too. Yeah, before the trophy patch, you had to install every act individually. And even when you start up the game, you have to, like, install it. You know, but now there's a full install option, which I definitely recommend if you don't want to sit through the, loading every act every time.
Let's finish this, Snake. Ray may have been designed as a Rex, but you've got me on your side. You
Oh, he went left.
crush Ray.
Oh, not good.
And Liquid with it.
Okay, so I didn't get the quick kill set up with him.
It's gonna use the
So I'm gonna lose a lot of time now.
inside.
There's a way to end this fight quickly, but instead of him jumping off to the left like I hope he would, he went off to the right. Or no, I'm sorry, to the right, but he went left. So I'm gonna try to back this up.
Quick, get close to me.
Okay, that's good.
Snake, keep it coming.
I just need to have him do that again. Alright, there we go. Not ideal. Cause like the... Oh, whoops. Press start too early there. So like ideally what you want to do is fire off like half your missiles to get him to go down, and then take like a step or two forward. And if RNG's in your favor, he'll jump off to the right. Instead he went left, which throws it out the window. But if he jumps off to the right, what will happen then is if you're in the right spot and you're aiming at the silo in the right way, it's gonna manipulate him to jump from where he is over the silo to in front of you for the first charge shot of the plasma laser, And then he's gonna jump back and then jump over to the left by the crane, which is furthest away in the map. And the whole idea with the laser is that every time Ray jumps, his hitbox for laser damage is wide open. It takes way more damage than it should. And that's why I was like charging in between jumps, is so that I'm anticipating if he will jump, I can take opportunity to deal some damage. But because he went left, instead of going right, I probably lost like a minute. Which, you know, was actually the best way to recover it. Because I got really lucky he did the jump back-to-back, because other times he just won't do it. He'll stay back, he'll missile you, he'll water cannon you, he'll headbutt charge you. Like, he'll do everything but what you want. And just cost you time, which, for both any percent and big boss runs, you want the fight to be fast, but especially for any percent, because honestly, that fight and the Crying Wolf fight are really important to get right, you know, out of everything else. Alright, so we're gonna not use the scary outfit for now, because I'm gonna get spotted right away in here, which I don't want to have happen. Because this place is not where you want to get spotted. I'm trying to think, what else do I need? Chefs. Because if you get spotted on top deck in Outer Haven, the alert will not go away until you either get through the door or you go out in a body bag.
Enemy units are already on their way. Break through their defenses and find GW's server room.
Okay, we're gonna take out that frog. This one. Plus another one at the corner. Okay, then we're gonna throw our chaff. As soon as it detonates, run for it. So what this chaff is doing is it's interfering with the Gecko's patrol pattern where it stuns them for a little bit. Buy me enough time to just run through here before that one lands. And then this second one's gonna land right behind me, literally. And it takes 5 turns to open this hatch. And there you go. Because like I said, if you get spotted before that hatch is open, it is very hard to make it through. Because geckos are shooting you. If they kick you trying to open it, it'll interfere. You only gain iframes when you actually push the door open. And on top of that, the frogs are attacking you, and their P90s can mini stun you, which again interrupts opening the door. And the thing about top deck is the alert just doesn't go away. Like, even if you fight to like the last frog standing, I mean, it just does not go away. And most of the time, it's best just to take a continue and start the room over rather than trying to fight it out. Because you just lose so much time. So much time in that room. Okay, so I'm just making sure I got the right stuff here, which I do. Okay, then make sure that's on my secondary. Oh yeah, I forgot to equip the scary outfit. I can use that again. Alright, my bad. Yeah, because I couldn't use it on top deck. I'll get spotted from a mile away. Okay, it should be one more. So I'm gonna try to lure her with this smoke without knocking her out first. Okay, I'm gonna throw a third one just to be safe. In case I don't get this frog wave skip, which is what I'm trying to do. Okay, we're gonna re-equip this. And... yes. So this is similar to like Tengu 2 of MGS2, where if you keep a guard up as long as you can from the first wave, which in this case, I kept the frog up while their stamina was at 0, because I had tranked and threw a smoke in succession. And by doing that, it kind of confuses the game as to like how a frog is up for so long, even though their stamina's at 0. And now I'm using the buckshot attachment with the M4. Gives you a better hit detection chance for hitting the mantis stall, rather than using bullets or, you know, solar gun, which can be an option. Now, I feel like the buckshot just is more consistent. Because, like, the solar gun, like, projectile is smaller than it appears in terms of, like, what is its hitbox. And the other reason for not killing any of the frogs, even though on any percent I'm permitted to, is because every time I hit the mantis stall, it stops all of the frogs that are alive. Because the mantis stall controls the living, while the sorrow dial controls the dead. So if I were to have killed any frogs before this fight, I'll still be getting attacked by some. So it's just convenient not to kill them anyway. You know, it makes the fight easier. Okay, 2 more hits. 1 more hit. Oh, I killed that one. That's alright. I've actually lost a big boss rank to killing one of these frogs here one time by accident.
Without it, she can't control her victims. Snake, go grab that puppet.
Wow, a force swing? Wow. Alright, that's whatever. Even though on screen you're seeing it tell you to do this, but in actuality you're swinging side to side. You know, it's supposed to do more, but clearly not this time. But other than that, you know, pretty decent mantis fight. I did lose time trying to hit the doll once, and she kind of teleported up to me. You know, but no biggie. Alright, so we gotta go down a long hallway, which is gonna lead to another hallway. And then leads to the world's longest microwave hallway, so lots of hallways, you know?
The tongues of dying men enforce attention like deep pond where words are spent. They are seldom vain.
Why don't we get somebody else? I've got nothing to lose. You were the lightning in that train. I can still shine through the darkness.
Go! Hurry!
Sorry.
We'll meet again on the other side.
Time to do your duty. Failure will spell doom for the human race.
Go!
Alright, so the last 2 chaffs that I have are for this section right here. First one gets used as soon as I load in. It'll stop this group from attacking me, tackling me, or trying to grapple. And then the second one is thrown right here, which is gonna carry over to the next room and a half. And there you have it. Alright, so we're gonna lose our scary outfit because it unequips whatever you're wearing for this section. Man, Snake's gonna get cooked, alright.
Snake, that place is saturated with microwaves. The longer you stay in there, the greater damage you'll take. Get through there as quickly as possible.
Yeah, you can actually die in this hallway if you just let the health and stamina drain down to 0. But you can make it, as long as you trigger, like, the final, like, cutscene where it shows Sunny and the blue rose in the glass. Like, if you trigger that cutscene before your health and stamina run out, then you're safe. But if you die before that, you're doing it all over again. Hey, what's up, Snake 3? Which MGS is my favorite? In terms of just, like, games to play, you know, not speedrunning related, it was this one. You know, MGO2 was a lot of fun for just, you know, multiplayer. It was also the first game I got Big Boss in. But for speedrunning, it was MGS... It still is MGS2, I was gonna say. You know, MGS2 is the first game I learned to speedrun. It was also an early goal to try to get Big Boss in that game since I couldn't do it up until that point. You know, but honestly, I like speedrunning all of them. You know, even though some kind of have, like, their moments where I just can't stand it. You know, either just, like, from RNG or, you know, categories like this for Big Boss where you can just lose your rank for over nothing. But I like running them for, you know, because it's just fun for me. Rip Solid Eye. Man, we're on 0.1% HP, running on willpower only. Alright, so the cutscene that you need to get in order to, like, make it through is this one right here. If you get this, like, last zap, and it shows that blue rose in the background, then you're pretty much done. Like, you could even stop mashing if you want to, but I just keep doing it for, you know, the heck of it. But in terms of, like, your health stamina, when you reach that point, you're safe, regardless of what it is. But if it goes down before you trigger that cutscene, yes, you can die, and you'll have to do the hallway all over again. And it is not fun. Alright, so, Liquid fight. I'm going to try to loop him throughout the whole thing. Phase 2 is probably the trickiest one out of all three. You know, because he likes to troll me in that one. So if you've seen MGS1 Liquid boss fights, the beginning is going to be sort of similar. Just done a little differently in terms of looping him. Okay, so I'm going to do that opening combo to just get some early damage, break his guard. And give him the old 1-2. Okay, I messed up there. Nice shot! Yeah, so that's the easy phase to lock him down, but phase 2, he moves around a lot more, so it's harder to control him. But I'm gonna try it anyway. Wow, dude, are you serious? Wow, I never get that kind of opening with him.
Hey,
is just not wanting to cooperate. Whoa! Yeah, you gotta be really careful of that sucker punch that he does. 2 direct hits with that and you're dead. Oh no. Ocelot, please.
Take this!
Oh my god. Yeah, so when he goes open hands, it makes it harder to kind of control him, because then he's going to CQC, so you want him to be in closed hands, so you can break his guard and try to loop him again. Alright, there we go. Oh, never mind.
But you're so supreme.
There we go. Okay, I guess not.
Not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no.
Okay, that was decent. You know, ideally you want to just break his guard at the start and just resume the looping, like in phase 1. But he can get really trolly in phase 3, where he just decides, you know what? I'm not gonna let you punch me and just do open hands for, you know, half the fight. Okay, just gotta hit him 2 more times. 1 more. So, as long as you get this cutscene here, fight's pretty much done. Because you can die during that last part of the fight, where if you let him punch you too many times. But if you knock him over first, then it's pretty much, you know, GG. Okay, 1 more hit. Alright, 154.57 on last hit of Liquid Ocelot. It's way better than the run that I did yesterday, where it was like 2 hours, 22 seconds. Of course, a lot of that time loss was because of Act 3 and forgetting stuff. I'm genuinely curious on what this time is going to be. I know I said that last night for those that watched my stream, but I'm actually genuinely curious. Because my PB is 203.14 for any percent. Big Boss is 205. I don't know if it's like 205.58 or whatever it is. So we're gonna wait out the credits, which they're lengthy, but it's the only way to find out. Because again, the times that you see in the live split are RTA based. Because everything in game is counted as IGT. It does not count the loads. So there's going to be like a discrepancy between what the final RTA and IGT timers will be. Because of that. But I mean, the RTA can give you some indication like, oh yeah, if something happened here. Let's say if, you know, the resistance guy got caught somewhere and you had to double back and get him over. You know, which can happen. I mean, your RTA would reflect that. But other times, it's kind of hard to tell exactly where your pace is. I mean, the only way you can really tell is in between Acts 1 through 4. When you check the scorecard for each one, it'll display your IGT for that. But other than that, you're really just going on, you know, experience and, you know, maybe your RTA can give you some kind of hint as to where the run might be. And if your run is already, like, optimized to a point where you feel like when you make a mistake, you know there's going to be time loss. Other than that, for me, it's a guessing game until I see a scorecard. Yeah, but these aren't the credits, though. It's the credits leading to the real credits, which then has more credits. Lots of credits. Exactly, Malefic. Credits on credits on credits. Hold up. Big boss. Okay, I think there's one more. And now we wait.
This is good, isn't it?
F. Alright, now we wait. It's the only downside to running this game is I feel like it has the longest credits. It's got good music to it though, which is the upside, but it's still really long credits to have to wait. Hey, what's up, Bearish and Grandfather's Clock? Is this a PB? I don't know, actually. I mean, an RTA from... These were the Halloween splits I ran on for this game. But my PB is 2 of 314. And with the Ray fight that I got, if I were to lose it, it'd probably be because of that. In addition to Crying Wolf spawn, which was, I don't know, maybe not the God spawn I was looking for. But it was a really good run, though. Like, no big mistakes that I recall other than, yeah, the Crying Wolf fight. Like, I was trying to shoot a frog, and it created a ricochet, which got Crying Wolf's attention, and she fired at me. But I guess while we wait this out, you know, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in today. It's nice to be able to come back to the stream team thing again, because, again, the VE League was overlapping into the weekends, and kind of, you know, put mine on pause, which I didn't really mind. I mean, it's what it's designed around with my scheduling. And I definitely look forward to more of these in the future. And I'll try to mix it up. I mean, because I know I was grinding Ground Zeroes for a while, and, you know, kind of on a brief hiatus with it. I mean, I will return to it at some point. Hey, JJ. But what I was gonna say is, if you guys liked what you saw here, be sure to follow the channel for Metal Gear Speedrunners. You can also follow me at my Twitch name below. And you're also more than welcome to join us on the MGS4 Discord. If you want to perhaps run this game or any other Metal Gear game that piques your interest, we would love to have you. And you can also follow our Twitter at MGS Runners. I'm part of the social media and design team that helps manage the Twitter page. But still, shoutouts to Apache. He really kind of headwayed the, you know, the, I guess, like, reimagining of the MGS4 Twitter. And the guy's a legend when it comes to, you know, his Twitter content. So definitely check it out, and also follow at Apache Smash on Twitter if he happens to be watching. Yeah, I mean, the nice thing about 90% is there's not really a whole lot to have to like de-rust other than just probably menus for the most part. For big boss attempts, it's a lot more work, because then you're not just zipping through rooms anymore. You got to really be careful on what you're doing, because you're trying to avoid the alerts, not work with the alerts. Yeah, but I think yesterday's run was a 208.08, which for 90%, I mean, it's okay, but I could definitely do better. I mean, the run that I did last night was, I think it started off well, but then Act 3 was a mess. You know, I had a ricochet go off really early, guards came in, I had to retrain them multiple times, and I even just gave up on trying to do that, and, you know, the resistance guy ran back twice, and it was such a big chunk of time loss. But I did get the Ray quick kill, which I didn't get today. I recovered it nicely, though. Because that's another source of time loss besides, you know, Act 3 is, you know, the Rex Ray fight. Let's see, but I guess if I had to take a guess on what I think this IGT is, it's probably between like a 204.30, 205. I'd be really surprised if this is like 203.30x. You know, I mean, the Rex Ray fight did not go cleanly to like save that chunk of time. But at the same time, it wasn't that slow of a run, unlike yesterday's that I did. So, yeah, I would say between 204 and 205. But world record for this is, it's held by Sparty. I forget exactly what time it was he had. It was like a 158 something. Alright, so it's a 154.02 in-game. with a 2 hour, 10 minutes RTA. And my current best right now is a 2:03:14, so I still got quite a bit of work to do to even get like sub 2 hours. And I think if I cut some of the stuff out, like, you know, using the iPod in Act 3 and maybe get the menus down a little more efficiently, then I think I can get it there. Alright, so it should just be like another minute of this, followed by the, you know, Snake Otacon convo. Yeah, man, the credits are really long. Credits are about half of the game. Certainly feels that way, doesn't it? Produced and directed by Hideo Kojima.
Snake, wait up. You forgot these.
No thanks. I'm quitting.
Snake.
These things will kill you.
Where will you go? Our fight is finished. There's nothing left for us to do.
No. There's one thing I still have to do. I have to see this age off. See what the future brings.
Sounds good to me. I'll go with you.
Otacon, I'm gonna be dead soon. You don't have to come.
You said it yourself, Snake. There's nothing inside you can pass on to the next generation. No genes, no memes. You're man-made. You're a beast.
No memes. Feels bad, man.
Blue Rose. There won't be any happy Beauty and the Beast ending for me. What little time I have left will be spent living as a beast. A shadow of the inside. Of the old age.
Hey, what's up, Kurai?
That's why you need me. As a witness.
There's always memes.
A witness?
Yeah. Someone on the outside to bear witness to your final days. Someone to pass on your story. Not that I'm the only witness. But I'll remember everything you were. And stick with you to the end.
Otacon.
Besides, you wouldn't let me suffer Sonny's eggs alone, would you?
Oh man, just had to get that in there. Just play Rising if you want memes. Absolutely. Alright, final split's coming up. As soon as we get out of this, again, another cutscene.
Come quick! They're ready! They look Sort of like the sun. It's rising again.
Wow. Oh, dude, I just skipped through that quickly, but it was a 2:03:27. Wow, I was not that far off from my PB. And I had a bad rave fight. Wow, that was a good run. Like, my goodness, I did not expect it to even be in the 203 range. I thought it was gonna be like, okay, maybe 204, 204.30. But no, 203.27. Man, only like, quick maths. It's only like 13 seconds off my PB. My God. And I just de-rusted this yesterday. Man, that definitely makes me feel encouraged about the category again. But still, good run.